Hello, welcome back into the LCS Challengers League. Yet again, I'm Magical, joined in by Kangas and a Beatdown. We're getting ready for our second series. We got to move along after quite a dominant form from Wildcard. Here we look at another provisional team in FLYF. This time, it's not quite the success story that we saw with Wildcard. They're hanging around towards the bottom of the standings and facing off against 100 Thieves Challengers who, personally, it feels like they have really figured out their form.
Yeah,
I mean, it's... Oh, you go for it, Beatdown.
I was just going to say, 100 Thieves, I will say, we had some pretty high expectations for them. Very young topside sniper, most hyped player, Yukino, played pretty well in amateur last year and everything along those lines. But 100 Thieves is actually a team I am less sure about as time goes on, especially because we keep talking about strength of schedule. And I told you guys, in the top 6, I don't think they've played anybody from there just yet.
Fair. That is fair. I mean, now they got to go face off against FLYF, another team towards the bottom of the standings. They're going to have a very difficult late game schedule, but we got to focus on today and what they bring to the table because they have looked pretty hot this weekend thus far. And going up against FLYF, Kangas, kind of walk us through a bit of this team and what we can expect going into the series.
Yeah, FLYF's been in an interesting position throughout the split so far. They're one of the teams that got hit by a lot of the kind of roster swaps. We saw them, TLG Faith being another big team where they had to change things up. TSM Challenger also has had like many different supports. So a couple different rosters have had very unstable rosters. Goo was out after week 2. Maniac's been in since. And Maniac slotting in, actually I still think performing pretty well, has actually slotted into Goo's role very easily, and is also making it his own, this heavy gank style. Very creative gank paths as well. I think that's the biggest thing to say about Maniac. But obviously when we talk about FLYF, the clear standout, Beatdown, I'm sure that you agree on this as well, has been Lunacia. This top laner has shown up out of the blue, coming in from like a little bit of collegiate experience, a tiny bit of amateur experience, but not to the extent where we usually see players enter into the semi-pro scene with. And Lunacia's been kind of styling on some kids. Like, he's actually really standing out as the top performer on this team.
Let's bring up the roster really quick just to kind of highlight what you guys are talking about. And I'll let you talk all over this Beatdown just because Lunacia is the player that we really are keeping our eyes on.
Look at his face. Is that the face of Mercy?
One day we'll get these.
Not.
One day.
Yeah, but yes, you're right, Magical. Lunacia, Kangas, everyone, we all know that he's definitely the clear standout on this team. He was actually the sub for Sniper on 100 Thieves Next last year, so that he could get coached by Mist, who coached them all year in 2022. And I think it's really cool that he got that opportunity. He wanted that opportunity, and he's used it to improve to this point where we didn't know much about him, and then he was probably one of the biggest surprises we had this split.
And it was fun because I actually had a little conversation through Twitter DMs with Lunacia to talk about 100 Thieves Challengers and previous 100 Thieves Next, because when we look at this roster, Sniper is the big one that everyone always talks about. This young player, same with Yukino, both 16, but Sniper being the youngest player. Lunacia said it when I was talking to them that Sniper was the player they looked up to and were the one that they ended up playing one time because they subbed in for Team Fish Taco for Alorum and got crushed. It was a very difficult matchup and just shows the power, though, of Sniper. But this was also when Lunacia said they hadn't had the experience when it came to a lot of competitive aspects. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go. To me, I look at this top lane matchup as being very exciting.
And it raises the stakes when it's a player like Sniper who's so hyped up, and Lunacia was the sub for this player, now gets to play against him on the same stage. And as we take a look at some of Lunacia's gameplay here, it's basically just like a highlight reel of how well he's able to play and also how well the team plays into him. This match in particular is gross. I don't know if we're going to show all of them, but he got 3 solo kills on the Phillip. Okay. Oh, no, we are going to show it.
A lot of them happened off screen. When I was grabbing these clips, I really wanted to make the point of, okay, so this is FlyQuest Challengers they're playing against, and he's basically, you know, the guy who has the spot above him that he is fighting for. Lunacia solo kills him, I think 3 or 4 times in that game, and overall, he's just a player to keep an eye on.
But Sniper, he got his Riven yesterday, Magical. This was such a fun game to watch. This whole family known for their Riven gameplay, and Sniper really showing us just the extent of the mechanics that you can pull off on this champ, weaving in autos in between abilities constantly.
constantly with the auto cancels. It was great to see, and what you'd expect out of Sniper, and why Lunacia looks up to this player, and why a lot of top laners that are younger on the scene are looking at this as the player that everyone knows is going to be the next big success story of NA.
Well, okay, let's not put too much pressure on him. Next big success story.
Fair.
Next big hype prospect.
To be fair, like
it
the
is.
The hype is up. He's already the most hyped up prospect in North American League of Legends history because we've been keeping an eye on him since 13 years old, and I think it's fair with everything we know to put these expectations on him, but you know, like he is still young, he is still developing, and there is some grace that comes with that. I agree.
And comparing to, I mean, obviously it's only one game sample size, or I guess 2 game sample size where he beat Philip yesterday, but Philip's a player who has also been moved up to that LCS level in the past, gotten some of that experience, and then Sniper comes in and gets 3 solo kills and 5 kills total in the game. I mean, he's I don't know where he actually is. We had like a chart of who's leading solo kills right now. I know M&S is still like well in the lead.
M&S, yeah.
But Sniper's got to be up there in like at least the top 10, if not top 5 conversation.
Top 10's a big margin. I'm pretty sure it's top 5, and there's a lot going into this game. That's why we focus so much on the top half of the map. We didn't even really get to talk about Maniac, the new player, the new jungler going up against Yukino, another very young jungler that a lot of people, including myself, have their eyes on, just because how exciting Lunacia and Sniper are going to be. So as we get ready for this game, you know, to get into draft, make sure you're in Twitch chat, spamming either FLYF or 100C to show your support for either squad. I'd like to see an upset. I'm always down for that, but I'm also down for some good League of Legends gameplay. Kangas beatdown. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys feel like before we jump into the game?
Okay, I got the stat. I took that time while you were talking. So look up solo kills.
I was hoping that like while I was talking, someone was looking that up.
So, first off, is Sniper in the top 10? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Sniper, yes.
You say yes. Is Sniper in the top 5? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Done?
No.
Who has more solo kills, Sniper or Lunacia?
Ooh.
Lunacia.
I'm gonna go with Lunacia.
Yeah.
So Sniper is tied for 10th place, or I guess tied for 7th place. Faisal, Insanity, Jenkins, and Sniper are all tied at 10 solo kills.
Okay.
Lunacia is tied for 2nd with 16 solo kills.
16. Wow.
M&S is still at 23, so well ahead with 7 more. But Lunacia has 16 solo kills. Pretty cool. Again, hyping up the fact that these 2 top laners were already recognized by 100 Thieves as having bright futures, even if Lunacia was the sub and Sniper was the starter for 100 Thieves next. And now they get to face off against each other on the main stage. I think it's just so cool when you kind of get these stories of these players that have history together and also are performing well in the same split.
It's fun looking at Lunacia just because this is a player that might be a little bit older than Sniper, but Sniper's had far more experience in competitive than Lunacia has. Lunacia, when talking, you know, just through the DMs, yeah, I played for fun with the University of Oregon before even knowing about competitive. And then I got drawn into it by the coach of Zenigma at the time to play in the open queues. Didn't do so well there, but that got the itch into them saying, I want to play more. I want to try this out a lot more. That's when they reached out to Mist to get practice with the team, to learn a lot more. And my favorite stat, just before we get into the game, is that Lunacia said, at the beginning of last year, they had no idea what a 3-wave crash even meant. And now,
wow.
Look, yeah, exactly. Look at how much this player has grown in just a year and some change. That is absolutely impressive. Why we keep highlighting them. But I'm going to let you guys highlight more of the gameplay between the 2 squads as we get ready for our second series, our first match between FLYF and 100 Thieves Challengers.
Thank you, Magical and Beatdown. What do you think? Did Lunacia learn it from a Cubby stream or from a Kelsey Moser stream? Because every time I watch their streams, that's all I hear them talk about.
That's all they talk about, yeah.
That's all they talk about is a 3-wave crash.
I'm gonna guess it was a VOD review they did together, and that's what he was watching.
Option number 3. I like that. I would hope that you're actually covering that kind of stuff as a team too. But it's cool to see. Sure. Again, we talk about this a lot at the beginning of the year. We haven't talked about it as much, or at least I have not throughout the split. But the fact that we have 6 more teams at this level of play than we did last year, and it's not everybody being in like what was the academy system, that, you know, LCS affiliated system. Now we have the opportunity for more players to come in and show off their skill. We get stories like Lunacia that we would not have had last year with the system before. So cool that, the change has enabled a lot of more stars to shine.
And at the end of the day, we keep saying this because it's true. This is winning the split is cool because you play more games, you look the best, but it's a developmental league. And the fact that more teams means there are more eyes on more players is the great thing. And that's like the most exciting part about it, because like you said, we maybe wouldn't know about Lunacia. Maybe he wouldn't be on a team if they didn't add teams, this whole provisional aspect to it.
So let's see how they approach pick ban for Lunacia in particular, because FlyFam have been finding a lot of their earlier leads through the top lane. Don't know if it's going to work against Sniper, but Sniper also has the benefit of being on red side. So I expect Dan, the coach, to save counterpick for Sniper. They are banning away some of this, or at least one of the safer blind picks that Lunacia likes to pull out in the Renekton. So I think that even doubles down that, yeah, we'll probably have a pretty standard, bot lane jungle locked in. Maybe Pretty will get a mid lane pick after they ban a couple of other mid laners, and then counter pick for Sniper. That would be my prediction for 100 Thieves' approach.
And it's an interesting thing, too, for FlyFam. The fact that Renekton is something that Lunacia is so proficient at that they would pick it in that first rotation. So they are immediately respecting that on the side of 100 Thieves Challengers. And, okay, so the Caitlyn actually does get locked in. Instinct is a player who has been around the scene for quite a bit, but not really living up to the expectations. Originally going into the split, it was the question of, oh, why is Instinct here and Masu on FlyQuest Challengers?
Yeah.
But as time went on, Masu, especially on high ping, definitely proving that that spot is what he deserves. And Instinct, maybe not as much. So I'm looking at Instinct and Sword, who are obviously going for a very lane dominant pick, to be able to step up.
Well, it could be the Caitlyn support still, too, because we have been seeing that pop up here and there. I'm trying to think what you would pair it with that's still available. Maybe like a Jhin, if you wanted to get a little crazy with it. Otherwise, yeah, I think it still works as AD carry. Then you throw Lux support. They're trying to abuse their range advantage over what will be a Lucian Nami. When you see the Nami locked in, it almost guarantees the Lucian afterwards. And a blind pick for Lunacia.
I like it.
They know that they're probably going to get blind picked anyway. So they or rather counterpicked anyway, so they want to give Lunacia something earlier before it gets banned out.
Not just that, I bet Jax is something that gets taken away on that first rotation, or on that second rotation, excuse me, because that's one of the safer blinds remaining, and it's really good into things like the Cassante and the Gwen, which Sniper has been more partial to so far this split. So I like that pickup. At this point, it's just going to be for FlyFam, removing some solo lane options here. I think you're really looking to target Pretty as well. The fact that it's probably Pretty and Sniper who are going to be receiving some of these bans.
I feel like they're going to go for double top ban. I think based, again, on how FlyFam has been playing, they are a team that, we've said it multiple times on broadcast, we expect them, or we think that they should have more than one win. Like, they've been in winning positions many times. I can, coming to mind already 3 games that they could be 4-11 rather than 1-15. Obviously, it's still not top of the standings or even close to that. But the 1-15 is a little misleading because oftentimes they get a lead, they're in a good spot, and then something blows up in the game. And it's getting to that late game comfortability, that growth as players where they're comfortable in that state and they're able to control better. That's what we're kind of judging FlyFam on, because we know that they can already get to the point where they're feeling good. But as I said, it is a mid lane ban. So you were right. Cassiopeia banned away from Pretty.
Because when you think about the top laners that are popular, what Sniper plays and what's left, you're not really, I don't think you're worried anymore as FlyFam. You just want to give Blaze that best matchup possible, because Blaze is also, Blaze may not have to blind. It depends on whether or not 100 Thieves just want to go Cassante on 4, but you just want to be able to at least set up Blaze for success, especially with some of his more signature picks recently, like the Kali that are taken off the board. And it's the Tristana, Hezi, and the, oh my god, the Amumu for Mania.
Let's go!
I like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. The Amumu, very hard for a Lucian to navigate in a fight against. The Tristana to allow priority in the mid lane and constant push pressure, along with bot side priority too. I honestly feel like FlyFam have subtly gotten winning lanes in this draft phase, unless, okay, so the Syndra could be a little hard for the Tristana to deal with. You can't get picked away, especially with a Maokai to set you up. You might just get blown up if you're not playing safe enough, but I still like what FlyFam was able to put together here.
Me too. And the all-in potential this team has is pretty insane. I really like the Amumu in particular, just because, I think it's a good pick, kind of sleeper in the jungle. double bandage toss, is really important, and it gives this front line for FlyFam. Maybe you go the Maokai build where you build demonic and then you go a bunch of tanky items like Radiant Virtue and things like that, but ultimately this Amumu will be hard to kill if FlyFam managed to get things going early. And you have Caitlyn Lux. That's exactly what you're looking to play for. So I'm looking for Maniac to play to this bottom side of the map. Enable Instinct and Sword. Give them that lead. Caitlyn Lux love to get so much. And if you can use that lead to get you through the early game, stack dragons and things like that, you have a lot of firing power with that Tristana mid too. So this is FlyFam's way to win.
And now I'm looking at the win rates for Tristana and Syndra. Because I imagine that it will be Syndra favored. Syndra has actually, it's pretty close. 50.56% win rate for the Syndra. So it's actually not that heavily favored in Diamond 2+. But let us know what you think in chat. Spam FlyFam win, or rather just FLYF 400C. Let us know who you're rooting for, who you think will take
Inting the Fly fans. By telling them the wrong... You're inting the FlyFam fans.
I think it was that last year, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, I just baited myself somehow. But either way, you know, you see it on the screen. Just spam that.
That's right. And 100 Thieves, I mean, Unforgiven and Destiny on this Lucian Nami. Unforgiven, big player from the LEC. I mean, this bot lane is something we've just been expecting to absolutely tear it up, right? And they've been playing well. But when we talk about best bot lanes in the league, I don't know about you, Kangas, but they're not my pick.
What, Instinct and Sword or Unforgiven and Destiny? Wait, what?
I'm talking about Unforgiven and Destiny.
Oh, well, I think that you're wrong. I actually think they are
really?
the best bot lane. At least because of Unforgiven, as Blaze gets a heavy trade against Pretty right there.
That's crazy.
Unforgiven got a Pentakill with a 1-item Zero yesterday. And then proceeded to kind of smash the second game as well. So I do think Unforgiven's living up to the hype as the first team All-Pro LEC bot laner. And yes, Lost Azel doing well as a unit. So maybe there's an argument that, you know, if we're talking holistically bot lane, yeah, they're going to be the biggest competition. But I do think Unforgiven is the standout AD carry in the league. Kind of no question.
Interesting. So we'll see. I mean, that is definitely the expectation, because like you said, LEC All-Pro in the summer, and these are the performances that we do want to be seeing from him. And one thing I want to highlight too, it's funny, we had Soul on the broadcast yesterday, and I want to talk about what Sniper did during that level...
Wait a minute.
1?
I have to get back to that. Level 1's rough. Okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Well, this might be more ammo in your magazine right now, P-Town, because Unforgiven has to flash and cleanse level 1.
To be fair, this is hard, so I will even, despite what I said, I will give a little bit of the benefit of the doubt there. This is good from Instinct and Sword to get that kind of pressure on. And real quick, if you have opinions, do you think one of us is wrong? Do you think I'm better looking than Kangas? Use the hashtag NACL on Twitter to let us know. Anyways,
you don't have to say the second one.
But it's if. Who knows? People might think you're better looking. And Yukino, I like the look of this gank.
Going for a bot lane focus right now. Sword does not have flash. If they were pinging, that Instinct did. But still, he flashes early and gets picked off regardless. First blood to Unforgiven.
And that's really nice pathing from Yukino. Really just understanding the usual ward we see on that bottom side of the jungle. Him being a player who we know is very aggressive, knows for these big angles to go for invades, finds that angle, flashes over the dragon wall to make it happen. And I want to highlight what we saw level 1 from Sniper after this play, of course. So I think he isn't seen, flashes the wall, because, I mean, you see that blue ward, it's not going to spot him in any way, shape, or form, especially in this situation where Instinct and Sword, they feel confident. No flash, cleanse on Lucian, easy. Wrong.
And it's tough to know when Instinct should have flashed, if it was well earlier or if it was after Yukino's combo. I thought Instinct would be able to get away with double sums, but nope, you're locked down. Maokai is a champion. The video game that we like to call League of Legends, everybody.
That's right. And Sniper is part of what made this one work. And I really... Peter is better... yeah. Oh, okay, fair
Magical.
Enough. That play bot side was because of what Sniper did. Going level 1, sacking that early push to be able to slow down Maniac's clear and get the blue buff to reset. That's what caused that. Maniac wasn't going to make it to the bot lane in time, not even be in the vicinity in time to make something happen. And having Soul on the broadcast yesterday, he talks about top lane and how, you know, it's not the most impactful role at the moment, and says that it is worth it if you can use your level 1 like that to impact the enemy jungler. It's good looks from Sniper.
Yeah, putting Maniac behind. It hasn't maintained that, though, because Yukino did go for the earlier gank. Got a kill. That feels great, but is falling a little bit behind in the clear because of that. To be expected. But still, get the kill onto Unforgiven. Now back into lane with the Serrated Dirk, feeling really solid on the Lucian. And the top lane really has just been an isolated 1v1 as of right now. Lunacia will now go for a reset. Up barely any CS, but I mean, Sniper will catch this, so pretty even across the board so far.
That's right. We're seeing, for the most part, matchups playing how we expect. Pretty having that pressure mid into Blaze, uses a lot of mana, but is constantly pressuring this Tristana. The big difference, though, is bot lane, where Unforgiven, even in CS, because of the gank, like you said, this Serrated Dirk is such a big spike in lane, and this means that this bottom lane is basically flipped because of that play. Unless Maniac is able to turn things around by showing himself in the area, 100 Thieves can use this to stack dragons, rotate for Herald, become level 6. 100 Thieves actually are in a pretty good position right now.
I do still think that there's always the 100-0 threat of a Lux plus Caitlyn combo if one binding lands and then a trap follow-up is there.
True.
Either onto Destiny or Unforgiven. Well, actually, it's got to be Destiny because Unforgiven does have to cleanse. So if they can catch out Destiny, I still think that they have that opportunity to just blow them up. And Maniac is on the bottom half of the map, so we could even see that coming here soon. Whoa, Lunacia lands the stun, flashes under turret. That was ambitious. Sniper pops the ghost and gets out. Lunacia takes 2 turret shots.
They go ult for ult.
Oh, he's back in. Oh!
Lunacia!
Lunacia! Remember this guy's name! Just solo kill Sniper.
It should have been him on the main.
Oh, he's going for another one.
No way.
He wants to know. He's dead.
Yeah, good Bramble Smash from Yukino. He does get the turret plate, but ultimately... Oh, need to hold that thought.
Ooh, sword. Gets away from the bubble, but he's still dead. More than enough damage coming in from Unforgiven and Destiny.
That Serrated Dirk, it's doing wonders, but Lunacia living up to the hype that we have been placing on this man's shoulders. Incredible stuff on that top side, and getting that kind of lead, even though Fiora is a champ who often outscales inside, is promising, because Jax, in this situation, does have that potential to go 1v9 in this game. And Lunacia, even though in other games where he finds leads, he's playing something like Renekton, where you fall off a little bit. You don't have as much late game threat. I think this bodes kind of well for how he's going to be able to play in the later game. And we're just going to see this one again. Look at this.
Sniper didn't even attempt to riposte. I know it's tough because like the Jax can just hold the counter strike, so you have to be really clear on the timing there. Unless maybe riposte was down. Potentially he used it earlier. Oh no, it's up there. Oh, just well played by Lunacia. Hiding around, dodging out on the riposte, and then this was a little overeager.
You know what? Yukino just used the Bramble Smash, so he's thinking, oh, maybe it's on cooldown and he gets the kill, but that cooldown early is very low. And overall, like, that's a net win in my opinion, but this is where the magic really happened. Again, Serrated Dirk. Big spike for this bot lane. Even with the bubble not landing, it's still an easy kill.
Yeah, it was a zoning bubble beatdown, you know? Yeah, missed the bubble, but you still succeed in the same attempt here as Blaze going all in on a Pretty right now. The explosive charge shot. Oh! Rocket jumps right into the Bramble Smash. Yukino actually timing it where Blaze was going to land, and Pretty flashes the wall to get out. That was beautiful from Yukino.
In isolation, though, we got to give some props to Blaze. That was almost crazy clean.
That was.
But couldn't make it happen, and Pretty ends up getting the assist and walking away. It's a brutal start here for the most part, with the exception of top lane for FLYF. Lord, the only thing they could really rely on, you still have this Caitlyn Lux, but we're not seeing much action from Maniac. So we're going to take a look at the replay. The big thing here, look at Pretty's mana bar. That's what's guiding this decision from Blaze. He's like, okay, like there's no way this one can work. And
jump. Flash, boom! Dunked on.
And Pretty's just there like, not even close.
I mean, Pretty was one auto away from killing Blaze too. So, I mean, there's an argument that you flash up in the brush and there's auto, and Lunacia's going for another 1v1. And a Sniper doesn't have the flash.
Deep strike, okay.
It's about to be back up for Sniper, and he gets out. Okay.
We're seeing it. Lunacia is going off in this matchup, and the plate that he got plus the kill and everything like that, you can see the itemization difference in his favor as well. He has better stats, and this just gets harder and harder for Sniper, especially if he gets solo killed again. The only concern I have for FLYF, or really the main concern I should say, is that Maniac, we've seen him play that gank heavy style like you called out, Kangas, but this game, nothing. Since that first clear got slowed down by Sniper's invade to reset the blue buff, not very much has really gone on from this Amumu. You're level 6, you have Curse of the Sad Mummy, gank somebody.
That's a good point. I would have liked to see maybe some more focus bot side. We've seen them shoved in quite often, and you already have a lot of CC follow-up between the Lux and the Caitlyn, even some good setup, but they're getting around the map now. So Sword and Instinct are out of the bot lane. They're at the Herald. It is secured here. 100 Thieves got the earlier Dragon, but FLYF will get the Herald for themselves. They're down about 2,000 gold. Doesn't feel great overall, but the bright spots are still shining through for FLYF. If they can use Lunacia in the side lane, use this Herald to get more gold onto the Caitlyn, it's not like they can't come back from this kind of deficit. It's more so this isn't necessarily where FLYF have excelled when we look at their growth as players. It really has been more about the individual performances rather than the, play the map, get a big team play, and get back gold that way.
And you got to imagine that's the biggest thing they've been working on. This is a team with varying levels of experience when it comes to competitive play. Like we talk about how Lunacia very recently got his feet wet. You have players like Blaze who have been around, but really only started to play in the upper end of amateur last year. Now his first time at this level and things like that. So with that in mind, that ability to work together, play the map like you said, has been what is causing those mid to late game flubs to come through. And that's what we're hoping to see fixed by the end of the year. I mean, coaching staff, team, they're working on these things. And luckily, your end of season placement isn't what decides whether or not you're in the relegation tournament or not. It is how you perform in playoffs. Obviously, head-to-heads are important, but the fact is, it's not over for FLYF, even though, as performance stands, it's not looking great.
Good point. I'm happy you bring that up. The fact that out of the provisional teams, especially the teams at the bottom of the standings, I actually have a decent amount of faith in FLYF to turn it around despite their win-loss record in individual games, because you look at the gameplay itself, and even in games like this, they're behind, but there is reason to have belief that they can turn it. Nasi now will find himself in a 1v2. Deep strikes away from the bubble. Tidal Wave is in. Will flash that, so he's focused down now. Will not win the 1v2 against the Lucian Nami at this point in the game.
I was wondering how they would go about this Herald drop, but it's looking like Instinct and Sword will just be able to get these turret plays. And that is a big deal, closing the gap, but Yukino is here, and he has the Nature's Grasp.
He does have the Nature's Grasp. He throws it out to buy Sniper time to clear out the Herald. I'm curious what happens there. Sniper landed the riposte stun on Instinct. Did he lunge into a Caitlyn trap and riposte mid-lunge? I don't know if the observers caught that, because I don't know how else you're going to stun a Caitlyn with the riposte. That would actually be hilarious if he did that.
Yeah, there's some fancy tech there. Hopefully we'll see it in the replay. So the play from FLYF, Herald, you don't dive Sniper, which to be fair, even though he's behind Lunacia a bit, it's not so bad that, you're going to get dove by the setup FLYF have, but they get plates. And I actually kind of want to take a look at the gold just to see where Instinct and Unforgiven are at the moment, because Instinct, getting him back in the game as Caitlyn is super important, and just trying to have them potentially be that mid-late game damage dealer.
Yeah, if we can take a look at the gold whenever they have an opportunity, then we can compare that, because top side, it's a little bit ahead, but bot side, very far ahead. 1,500 is the lead for Unforgiven as of right now.
Look at this.
And we saw what he did with that lead yesterday. Like I said, got a pentakill. And now on the Lucian, I think he's poised to carry the game for 100 Thieves Challengers as well.
Right, and I like what FLYF are doing. This is very interesting. We see Caitlyn's rotated all across the map, right? Usually after taking all the plates from a turret or something along those lines. Oh, the level up saved him. But what FLYF are doing is they're constantly moving Instinct and Sword around to get that 2v1 matchup where Sniper is forced under turret. Caitlyn is going to be able to get the farm, and now there's a play.
Jumping onto Sniper, not finding him though. He's playing safe enough to survive these ganks. As now the play onto Lunacia yet again in a 1v2 consistently here. Unforgiven actually played that very well, kiting back and forth from the Counter-Strike. Destiny the focus. He's got enough of a health bar to allow Unforgiven to do the damage. Destiny picks up the kill in a 2v1.
And that's the downside of the rotations that are constantly happening here for FlyFam. Yeah, you're getting gold onto Instinct, but Unforgiven Destiny, they already had a lead. They're Lucian Nami. So their all-in is crazy dangerous, and you're seeing the culmination of that. They're able to force Lunacia's flash early on, and now they're able to punish that by just all-inning him and taking him off the map, which actually ruins the gold lead that he's gotten, because that's less time on the map, less time for him to continue the lead he got by himself against Sniper.
Rough position for FlyFam at this point in time. They were not favorites coming into this match. We did peg Thieves Challengers as the team to win this one. They've been surging as of late. This has been a good weekend showing for them. You were mentioning about their strength of schedule. They have not played Dignitas yet, and I believe Cincinnati Fear is the other team at the top of the standings they have not played, but they actually have played pretty much everybody else. They played Cloud9 already.
That's true.
So in terms of the strength of schedule for the rest, we're going to get the replay. Oh, let's go. Yeah, I think it's going to be a Caitlyn trap. Lunge with riposte. Watch this. This is actually so cool from Sniper. What's he going to do it? Yeah! It didn't mean anything. Like, he didn't get anything for it, but it was really cool that he did it, you know? Yeah.
But it was cool.
Rule of cool, baby. Rule of cool.
Yeah, exactly. And we're getting a head shake.
No,
they don't agree with us somehow.
FLYF is not entertained. Oh, big engage coming in for Maniac to follow up over the wall. Big range from Sword. Blaze is in there. And Instinct gets 2 kills. FlyFam showing signs of life.
That's much needed signs as well. You lose your jungler, so you can't go for Herald, but you get 2 kills and a shutdown onto Instinct, who desperately needed it as far as things go. Sometimes it's about a message. It's just, you know, nothing's gonna happen in these next like minute or so while it's on cooldown. So it's just about like, hey, I want you to know I can hurt you even when you can't see me.
Maniac committing to the plate though. I mean, at that point, you just have to go in. They're getting so poked out here. Let's take another look at it, see how they approach.
Yeah, and you see the bandage toss, despite the twisted advance, connects. Actually, it's the reason it connects. So it's that perfect setup into the Curse of the Sad Mummy. And even though you lose your jungler in the process, 2v1, with how everything has been going down, obviously that's worth Victor. Why are we hating? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know what that one was all about.
But you lose Herald as FlyFam. That sucks. Realistically, it doesn't close the gold gap of what we just saw take place, Kangas, but you're still getting gold in your pockets, which you really need, but you have to keep making these plays. Maniac has to keep all-inning. It's the first real aggressive play we saw from him this game, and I need more of that.
And for a player that, again, is subbing in the newest member to join the league. That's the way that we've been framing it often, because it's true. Goo was out after week 2.
Oh my god.
And now Maniac is in. That's a lot of damage from Unforgiven at range. As the rapid fire cannon second. That's a pretty Chad build right now as Blaze CC'd to death.
Yeah, I think at that point you just take your hands off the keyboard, you know, scratch your arm if you're itchy or something. Like, hey, there's nothing you can do about that one. And we're looking at the gold once again. Oh, no scout of the week. Aww.
Not gonna land. Lunacia's poking around though. Looking for the plays.
I mean, this is still tough. FlyFam, this gold lead continues to grow for 100 Thieves, and you can see the way they are just playing the map at the moment here. Is that an intentional hover? Talking about Syndra's new passive. Oh, he has 96.
Ooh, 96. 120 is the cap, is the top.
Yeah.
So getting close to that.
And it is brutal. Pretty is doing great on the Syndra. You can see how well he's been farming. We highlighted early on, like, this is a good matchup. Has that 1 kill, has the bounty. And FlyFam don't really have a lot to do here. You want to fight this dragon. But, you know, want and can are two very different things. They exist on very different spectrums sometimes, Kangas. And this is one of those times where you just farm and you say, oh, you know what? We'll fight for soul.
FlyFam's composition, we talked about it in the pick and ban. They wanted to try and play with Prio. Tristana shoved mid wave, bot shoved the wave, but now it's 100 Thieves in a really comfortable spot despite a cool looking engage from Maniac, but there's just no follow-up. That's a double kill to Pretty. Blaze jumping in, trying to equalize something. Get anything he can. Flashes past Pretty's damage, and we'll get a shutdown. But that is it. A 4-for-1 trade in favor of 100 Thieves Challengers.
They just continue to find favorable trades.
Oh, wait, Lunacia wins this.
Oh, yeah.
Lunacia wins these.
Leap strike.
One more leap strike. He's got flash too. Flash, leap strike, couple more autos. Oh, Sniper's ghosting away though. He's out. Sniper will escape. Oh, that was so close. That would have been Lunacia's 18th solo kill of the split.
And, I mean, he'll have an opportunity to get another one, maybe. Because at this point, it's still going to be Sniper and Lunacia inside. But the big thing here is that 100 Thieves get the soul point. This is an Ocean Soul. This game only gets harder from here. FlyFam, this is what we talk about, where mid-game is where things kind of start to fall apart for them. This is what they've been working on, but against a team like 100 Thieves, difficult schedule or not, they're a team that have these expectations, a team that we expect to be on the higher end of the top of the table here. And
especially with Unforgiven.
Especially
leading the charge as the AD carry here. I mean, he's 5-1-2 on the Lucian when he had a rough matchup. Yeah, Maniac didn't really play to the lane too heavily. Yukino did go for that earlier gank. But even outside of that, Unforgiven and Destiny were just outplayed. They were just winning the 2v2 matchup after getting counterpicked. In what I would consider a more favorable matchup for the Lux and the Caitlyn. So props to Unforgiven and Destiny for still having this kind of performance. And now being the primary threat on 100 Thieves. Pretty's also up there, don't get me wrong. I mean, this Syndra can 100-0 pretty much anybody, but I'm still looking at Destiny and Unforgiven as that 1-2 punch combo that will get 100 Thieves this win.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, because Lucianami really is that 1-2 punch. Before you realize what happened, you've been hit twice and you're going down. Look at that. Like, what am I talking? This is crazy. They're so far ahead now. Even with Cleanse down, Unforgiven feels very confident pushing forward. And this is what we want to see from this player. Again, big when he was on the Mad Lions, great performances, was first All-Pro last summer in the LEC. And this is the kind of stuff we want to keep seeing from the spotlight. Oh, goodbye, Maniac.
Okay. It actually doesn't walk all the way in, though. So would have gotten 100-0 most likely from Unforgiven. Not meant to be. Baron is up. 100 Thieves. Challengers are just controlling the choke point to the Baron. Constantly keeping these waves shoved in. Giving Sniper some space to play with bot side, but I actually wouldn't hate if they just started the Baron, because Sniper will lose this. Sniper's playing very respectfully, never mind. You know, as I said, of course, Sniper does the Sniper thing. He walks up, Lunacia is here. Gonna counter-strike. Okay, now he shows, he jumps in. No Ghost on Sniper this time around, but the lunge has a relatively short cooldown, so yeah, Sniper gets away. Lunacia doesn't get the solo kill.
You can't do anything about this, too. I like that Unforgiven's not even hitting the Baron. He's ready. With Destiny, as soon as someone shows their face, well, that's...
Oh! Okay, actually, it takes a lot of damage back. No, Blaze is in. Oh, the Lux final spark was not enough. Sniper chasing down Sword on the flank right now. Unforgiven's going back into the fight. This is insane, Unforgiven. What are you doing? You don't have a big health bar, but Maniac is down. And there we have it. The engage from Yukino. Back in on the Maniac. Blaze is down. They lose Sniper for it, but it's a 1-for-2 trade.
That is something. But FlyFam were able to get Sniper off of that one, but Lunacia is going to be able to continue splitting here. And I think this is where he is better. Oh, no.
Flank. Oh, that's pretty. Lunacia does not know. And he's dead.
Now he knows. And we just get another kill on the Lucian. This just does. This gets better and better.
Oh, it's just the Gale Force. I thought I was like, the Storm Razor's not in the game. What happened there? But he just goes in with the W.
It's in the game. You just didn't buy it.
Yeah, it hits with the rapid fire cannon. It has the interesting Lucian build. I'm curious what Unforgiven's plan is here.
Quick Blades makes a lot of sense because a lot of your damage is from your abilities. I'm almost certain because your passive also does extra damage that it counts for those as well based on your crit chance. Your ultimate damage when you build that item, Kangas. Oh, I don't know if I've ever played it in like an ARAM with Dimitri or something, but you just rip people up.
I exclusively play AP Lucian in ARAMs. I think you know this
Wow,
about me, so.
I hate you.
Just saying.
What AP reach does it just? What is W?
It's W, yeah. His W has like a 70% AP ratio or something. His ult also has a little bit of one too. Final Spark only hits Destiny. The Baron is started. It's not AP Lucian beatdown, so that the point doesn't really relate to the current game state. But actually,
my bad,
I don't think FLYF relates to the current game state either. They are not even going to contest the Baron.
So they're making the call to just set up for this dragon instead because it is the soul. Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's 120 stacks for sure on Pretty. That was the execute damage coming in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And that's the call that FLYF are making. I mean, obviously, you're hoping Blaze doesn't die in that situation, but constantly having Lunacia push bottom, try to clear out whatever vision you can, is because you want some semblance of a chance to fight for this dragon.
Ooh, Maniac engages here. Pretty with the flank. We're on opposite sides of the rift from where you would expect. And FLYF are fully routed. Lunacia over the wall into Yukino, but Pretty is there, has well enough damage to take down a simple Jax. 100 Thieves Challengers, it's been clean, it's been clinical, and they will end FLYF's chances right here. That is Dragon's Soul. They have an ace picked up. Unforgiven had all that done without even using the culling yet. 19-5 on the scoreboard. This game is done and dusted.
You can say that again, Kangas, as that final buff comes through for this team. They're at a point where once they spend their gold, they have the Baron for 2 more minutes. They can just close it out right now. FLYF, it's a talk about game 2 angle. You know those ones?
Yep, we've all been there. I will say, before we talk about game 2, though, I like to highlight some of the standout performers from the current game, while 100 Thieves Challengers will reset and take to the map to try and close this one out. Unforgiven, 10, 1, and 2 on the Lucian. A stand-up performer in the bot lane as well as a stand-up performer in the league. He's really coming into his own. I know it took some time for them to kind of come online as Ford will be picked out in his own jungle, but Unforgiven is now into his stride and showing us exactly why he got first team All-Pro in the LEC and why many expect him to have a bright future here in North America. Yeah. Let's phrase it that way.
I think that's a good way to phrase it. It's just that fact that bringing a player like that here, oh, hold on. I might just look to Ed. Actually, I mean, they're just going to get smoked. I'm going to keep talking about Unforgiven real quick. And when you bring a player like this over from Europe, one, he, of course, had the desire to come here and play, even though I'm sure he had options. Oh! Wow!
How many kills will he get? All right, well, we've already killed a couple. Pretty's taking them from Unforgiven. I think Pretty also wants double digits right here. Could go for the quadra kill. So we're taking damage from Unforgiven. Blaze in the fountain will die to him. And that means Pretty cannot hit double digits. Might be able to take that sword. One last little throw here. Perhaps.
One last hurrah.
200 Thieves want to give it to him. I don't think so. Sword will stay in the fountain, and 100 Thieves Challengers will close out this game. Okay, no, they're not actually. They want the kill. Oh! It was Destiny picking it up. Okay, well, all right.
Hey, supports need some kills too, especially at this point in the game. I might as well just give it to him.
All right, we're still farming. Can Pretty hit double-digit kills? That's what we're going for. Instinct accepts the challenge. He goes in, but the minions end the game. And shout-outs to Sniper for his participation trophy, 0, 2, and 2 in that game.
Surely that was a schlacking, Kangas.
That was a schlacking. That one was considered a schlacking. It was close in one lane for about 10 minutes of the game, maybe 15. Lunacia was hanging with Sniper, got a solo kill, but then the 100 Thieves Challenger said, well, we're just not doing that anymore. We're going to put the Lucian and the Nami into the Jax lane and just punish him hard, and that was enough to get them a win along with excellent team fighting. So, well, let's give the players some time to take a break. Let's give Magical some time to get back in here for our halftime show and use some time to rest up as we send it to a break and are back right after this.
You a pro gamer struggling with your Riz? You looking for a hot date on Valentine's Day? Well, look no further. I'm the Rizzler, and I'm here to help. Just like I help these gamers with my remedy to love. Do you want children?
Yeah.
You do? Probably. Okay.
Gotta pass on the name, you know?
You don't have children. Do you want children?
Eventually, yeah, I do, but
Okay.
like, not right now.
How'd you break your collarbone? God.
I was playing Pokemon Go, and then
What? Oh no! Don't tell me
I was
like.
skating.
Yeah.
I was
oh.
skating, and then I was catching like a Pikachu, and then I just fell. I think the Pikachu was worth it.
Oh really? Was it like a shiny or just you're about Pikachu?
I just like Pikachu. I
What's the dorkiest thing about you, Young? I
play
want
League of Legends for a living.
I'm actually very lucky. My family, we played a lot of games. Like my brother kind of indoctrinated my mom into like being a gamer. So like,
Really?
we grew up with a lot of games. Yeah,
That's
I used
cool.
to have like a Clash of Clans, like family clan. Like it was legit.
That's so cute, actually.
Yeah.
I
So
love
like, it's like growing up, I played like a lot of different games, and like I would always try to be really good at like Guitar Hero. I play like especially like a lot of rhythm games.
Uh huh.
Like growing up, like Counter Strike, I tried to be really good at, like Rocket League. Like I would always like be like high ranked, like H1Z1. That was one of my
Oh
favorites.
wow, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's probably like a dorky thing. I like to be good at games.
Do you have an irrational fear?
I have a fear of like that I'm allergic to something
Oh.
that I don't know.
So do you have a type?
Maybe like loyalty.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
They're positive,
Mm-hmm.
understanding.
Okay, I like that.
Everything takes time,
Yeah.
and good energy, some good stuff.
My Riz is of the highest quality. Just look at the reviews from other successful Riz artists.
Me and my girlfriend recently had our 1-year anniversary on the
Oh,
28th
that's
of January,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking forward to spending my second Valentine's Day ever with her in a few days. I'm loving what I see here.
Okay.
Group photo, letting them know you have friends, you know.
Yeah.
They gotta know that you have that social life, that you can know how to take them out, bring them around.
Mm-hmm.
The wonderful face-on, front-on selfie, great smile, glistening white teeth,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely beautiful. And then an Italy picture, letting them know what your interests are. You know, get a little closer to them, find a similar demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Put in his self-care routine, worst that he has ever had. He wants somebody who's positive, understanding, and has good energy. He's looking for no negativity to be brought in his life. Somebody who will support him in his career. He knows what he wants. Women love that. Okay, well, from a glance, 3 face-on pictures in his apartment. Not bad, not bad. Maybe get a group picture in there. Like I said, with Tomios. Women love those.
Yeah.
But so far so good. He looks handsome. You see him in his TL jersey, his hoodie.
We had a class together freshman year of college, and
Uh-huh.
like I saw her reading patch notes one day, and I was just like, "Holy, okay!" Like
You were smitten,
I
huh?
have something in common. So then, I shot my shot, and we started talking, and a year later we started dating. That was 2018, and then we started dating in 2019, and now it's 2023. So
Oh my god, you guys are going on
a little
4
over
years.
3 years.
Yeah.
If someone already liked how he looked, they would for sure swipe and have like things to talk about, because like you could be like, "Yo, what's going on in this picture?"
Yeah.
Or like just ask about his things, but like nothing stands out too much to like. Yeah, I think like it would be easy for someone to just swipe left really quickly because there's nothing that like instantly stands out, you know. His first picture is very with the little Korean heart. Yeah. The second picture is a huge flex, honestly. Both the Proving Ground champion.
Yeah.
Those badges are pretty cool. The third one is I guess it shows he's like wholesome, you know, he's not afraid to like put himself out there and like maybe embarrass himself a little bit. I mean, this shows that he doesn't have bad ideas anymore, you know? Like his worst idea was in the past and now he's a grown man. He's changed, so I think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And he wants someone who's positive, understanding, has good energy. I think that fits Tomio, so it's a pretty good dating profile.
What more do you need to see? With my help, even the most awkward can up their Riz. Call the Rizzler today to up yours.
At the end of the day, your game is your responsibility. Rizzler's not responsible for any rejection, humiliation, loneliness, and especially for your lack of Riz.